Hello everyone and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy and I am so happy you are here with me today. I am doing a little pre-sewing before the live tonight with Tammy. You will see I've laid out on my design wall my setting pieces. I can't do all of the rows, but I can do that piece, this row, and this row. Now I still have some other pieces I need to cut out to do some of the other rows to even get to the red and white blocks. So I'm just going to get started right here first. So 1 second guys, and I will start getting pieces and we will start sewing. So the first piece I have is a blue, and I need to put my corner piece on it here. I'm thinking maybe I need to do the rows before I put this on. So let me get this one held up just one moment and I'll pull the other blocks. Okay, so I've got my two end pieces here. And I'm making sure I have them in the correct positions because we really do not want to do this incorrectly. And this is just I sew a lot slower than Tammy does, so I'm just going to bring you guys along for this. And we were just talking about this last Thursday about getting our setting pieces. We are able to do some of them. I don't know if you can see how far I got on it, but and guys, I want to thank you all for those of you that made my Destash. Thank you so much for joining me. Everything that has been paid for has shipped. I only have one package that I have not been able to invoice for yet because I do not have an email address to invoice for. So if that's you, please email me your email address and mailing address so I can send an invoice through PayPal. It was a very successful sale. I think I only have 2 boxes at this point that have not been claimed, which is fabulous, guys. I was so happy that these projects were going to somebody that I love them. So, okay. Well, my fingers aren't wanting to open that up yet. So that's my first little square. And I will be pressing these. And I'm just checking to see how the pressing should be done. It just says to alternate them. So I am going to just sew these on. And I'm on these, I am evening up the bottom of it. I'm not evening up the outside because I'm going to trim that down. And I still have that other piece to sew on it as well. But as for my Destash sale, it went fabulous. I will be having another one, but I do have to go through more stuff. That was just my subscription boxes that the projects were still in the box. But now what I will be doing is going to the projects that's in the zippered bags. And that will be after my trip that I'll do that. And I'll probably give it another month before I do another Destash. I just noticed I do not have my iron out here. So I'm going to get my iron heated up and I'll press this. And then we will get started on our next row. This row is complete. And you're probably wondering why I have these that overhang. I overcut it. I cut it too big. So I could cut it down if I needed to. So now we're going to put that top corner on. And I am just going to say center is where the center of this block is. And I'm going to pin that in place once I get it there. We are going to get that corner put on and we will see what that looks like. We will get it pressed out as well. My machine is sounding loose tonight. I'm going to have to double check it to make sure I got everything put back together right when I serviced it, when I cleaned it. So we do get pressing instructions from side to side, but not on each individual row. But kind of like when you're assembling the rows into the bigger picture, you get instructions on that one. Okay, so I have that first corner done. So now I will get the next row. My next row has 5 pieces. So this one here, I have to keep remembering which way they go. So guys, I hope y'all are having a great day. I hope you've had a great week. And if you haven't, I will be thinking of you. You can always drop me an email and I can send you some words of encouragement if you need them. I mean, I know right now there's a lot of people that are getting cabin fever with all the snow, and that makes some things set in. Okay, so this time everything is going to press to the left, and I'm going to put my blocks here. I'm going to try to press them each individual block that I sew, because if I don't, I probably won't press it. You know, when I just had those 2, that was okay, but now I have 5 pieces. And if I don't do these 5 pieces as I go, we could have a mess, a big mess. Now, this is where my, yeah, there it goes. I can, oops, that's not me. There we go. I have to flip them around until my seams nest. I did realize that the other day that on these, if you just flip them around, you'll find a seam that'll nest. So now I am sewing these 2 together. And I know Tammy, she probably already has hers put together looking so pretty. But like I said, I'm a slow sewer, so. And I still have to cut my fabrics for the live tonight. And I have not done that. I haven't even chosen what block I'm doing. So not only am I a slow sewer, but I'm a slow decision maker on this one. But that is okay. So I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to lay it over here so I can spray it. Guys, do y'all do this, or am I the only one that has to do this? Because I know if I wait until the end, I won't do it. I know I won't do it. It's easier for me to press when it's a smaller piece than when it's a big, long piece. So what's on y'all's sewing table right now? I know we have a lot of people with a lot of projects, and because I know I've got a lot of projects. Y'all heard only a few of them on the update, and then Tuesday night, you heard a few more that I had going on. I think maybe what I got going on is I need to put a new needle in. I think that may be what I have going on. Because a lot of times when you need a new needle, it'll start clicking, and that's kind of what I have going on. Okay, that is our 3 blocks put together. So now I have to put my last one, which I have to position it the way it goes, because that way I can tell what it should be doing. But I think this quilt is turning out to be very pretty. Now, I don't know if you do not know what I'm talking about here, Tammy and I do a live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. I will have her linked down in the description, or you can go to The Siberian Wind and go to our thing there. She does upload the live there, so you can get a notify me, so you know when we go live. Sometimes we join a little early, and but sometimes not too early. It's just according to if I'm on or not, because it's normally her waiting on me. Because I do work, I have to come home, I have to, do all the house things. I have to cook dinner, and last week I had to work a snow shift right after it, so and that was interesting. But okay, guys, so I've got the second row done, making sure everything looks the same. I'm going to put that up on the wall behind me and pull the next row down. Okay, now this row has 5 of the blocks and one of our big triangles. I have a little triangle that goes on the bottom left of the block, but I don't have that one put together because it is looks like a quarter square triangle. We are just going to get these started, get them put together. And I think I could probably do this with all of them. With all my rows, I could put these on and then do the setting squares separately, maybe. That wouldn't be too bad, because if I have these done, the setting squares, you just add on to it. You just add it to the end of the row. But I definitely cannot assemble the row without the setting square on it. I can't assemble it in a full quilt. And guys, the quilt is Land That I Love. It is out of the Celebrate with Quilts book. Now this is going to be an odd row, so odd rows, press right. So if you would like to join Tammy and I, you are more than welcome to. I will have the link for the book down in the description below if you are interested. And the link that I have is an Amazon. But if you have the book or you have a local quilt shop in your area that you can purchase it at, go grab it. I know my local quilt shop had one. I think they only had one left the last time I was in there. So this presses to the right. Yes. So I will keep adding squares here. I think I'm upside down on that one. The reason I'm flipping is I'm making sure that seam will nest. I need to press that seam just a little bit so it will lay flatter. And guys, I always pin my nested seams because if I don't, they don't stay together. So I just have to make sure to pin that so it doesn't slide and move around. And guys, I'm only going to carry you through my rows, not necessarily, well, I may be able to sew some rows together, like assemble the quilt. Like this one, I won't be able to though. This row I won't. But the first and second one I should be able to. And I may go ahead and do that. But right now, what I'm doing is getting the row done. I'm going to press it. And I don't know whatever possesses me to wear dark clothes while I'm sewing, because I always get strings all over it. I get threads everywhere. Okay, so now we're going to put our next block on. And now if you're interested in doing this, I'm just going to say, when I first agreed to do this with Tammy, I started looking at the blocks and I was like, what have I done? What have I agreed to? But it has not been bad at all. I anticipated. Now, I do slow sew. I sew slow. And I talk crazy. But most of the blocks can be done, I'm guessing, in probably about an hour. Most, like the one we did last, well, that I did last week was about a 45-minute block. And the one Tammy did the week before that was like a 45-minute block. Now, the one I did, the first block I did took over an hour, but I messed up right off the bat. But now I'm not going to. I got this all figured out now. As long as I take my time and don't try to rush, I got it. I got it. And this is probably going to be a shorter video for you guys, but I wanted to get this done, so going into our live tonight, I had a little something extra done for you guys so you could see it. Because I know Tammy probably has hers, because I noticed on her live Tuesday night, her wall was empty. So that may mean she already has some rows done. So we will see tonight on the live, though. I'm so excited. And Tammy, if you watch this, you just don't know how much it makes my day to sit with you guys and sew. Because I don't get to do that here with anyone. There is a guild here, but I just work. I have so much that I do that I don't have time really to sew with a guild. And it is very hard for me to get with my local quilt shop, because they do have, I know I could go in on the on Friday or Saturday and sew with the ladies there, but that would require me taking my machine down and putting it in my cart and rolling it around, and that's a lot of work. Even though I would love to do that. Okay, I almost have this row done except for the first angle piece. I do need to see what that is because it is a setting square. And I probably needed to create these first. Probably did. Yeah, I did. I didn't do that though. So I think that's what I'm going to do now. Instead of putting that end piece on, because I do need to make those setting squares, because they're like quarter square triangles. Like half of it's blue, half of it's red. One is half blue, half red and white. Yeah, and I hadn't even got there, so that's good. But I got this row done. I will put this piece up there, but I'll need to make my setting squares there. So one moment. Okay, so I'm going to put the first two block rows together. Now let's see where that goes in the center one. Thank goodness all of them nest. All the seams right there nest. Now that I've got that center block nested, I need to go ahead and pin this all the way down here so it doesn't come flapping out there. Not even. And y'all, I got to see my little grandson today. I was so excited to see that little booger bear. Little old baby being sick, and he's doing better now. He's back in daycare today. And he does not want his mama to be very far from him once she comes in, because his daddy works off, so daddy's not home. So mama is. And right now my son is staying with her. Now my daughter-in-law and grandbaby, they're back at her mama's house for right now because my granddaughter is sick. Has the same thing my grandson had. We thought maybe she wouldn't catch it because she was on an antibiotic already. But she did. And so they're going to stay where they're at because the doctor told them not to get her out for 5 days. So she's going to stay at her mom's house. And my son has to be over here so he can go to work. So he's working. But I don't know. I guess I kind of feel a little better because he's at the... But he works nights. But it is nice. I think she enjoys having him there when her fiance is gone. Because I know she don't like being at the house by herself. Because I showed up before she did today. And my son had gotten up and he was fixing to get a shower to go to work. And when she got in, he had just got out of the shower, so she cooked him some dinner. And now, I mean, for her to cook anything is a good thing, because she don't cook. She tries. But she don't really follow recipes very well, and so she just makes things that she knows she'll eat, like quesadillas and things like that. Quesadillas, hot dogs, spaghetti, things like that. Things that are easy for her. But I can remember when I was a young mother, cooking was hard for me too, but I was poor. So my husband had to eat whatever I cooked, and it might not be what he wanted, but I did not care, because we didn't have a lot of money. I can't even say we had a little bit of money. We had no money, because we had little ones, and we'd make a pot of red beans and rice, or a pot of chili or something like that, and it'd have to last us all week long. Take some to work, and because you'd be amazed at how far a pound of red beans with a thing of rice would go. That would go for a whole week. My husband is getting a taste of that now. I mean, we're not really struggling, but I don't know. I don't cook a lot because I don't have a lot of time to cook. So what I've done is I made some chili. I freeze-dried some chili, and we're testing out that freeze-dried chili, y'all. So if you were wondering, because I had said a while back I was going to do the freeze-dried chili, it is delicious. Taste. It's 1 part chili, 1 part water, just equal parts, and then from there you just thicken it up or thin it up to your liking. But I would start with equal parts of the freeze-dried chili and then an equal part of water, and just get your water to boiling. Okay, guys, so this is my top corner right here. So now we do 5 more on our next row. And the one thing to know is when you're piecing them, have them like this. So your stars are side to side. And when you build onto it, you're building off the corner of it, like at an angle. It doesn't really matter as long as you put the blocks on the right direction. And you alternate like the star with the solid. And I'll show you like the star solid, then a star solid like this. As long as you do that, it's going to be right. So see, it's not terribly confusing. It looks like it's very complicated, but it's not. What I'm trying to do tonight is just get my blue rows put together, not necessarily with the setting pieces. And because, like I said, I need to cut some more fabric for those setting pieces. So I won't be able to assemble any other rows in the quilt, like to the quilt, but I can assemble the rows. I just can't assemble the quilt part. And this seems to be pretty quick work. And I will let you guys know there will probably be a day or two over the weekend, like maybe Friday, maybe Sunday. I don't know, that does not have a video. I may not get enough videos out for you guys, but I know that is perfectly okay. Just know that I am enjoying some R&R with my sister. I may share some of our trip with you. She doesn't like being on camera, so I won't put her on camera. I don't like being on camera either because, I mean, now look at this. But you know what? There are no pretenses with me. I'm not going to come in and put makeup on just to see you guys. Because if who I am is not okay, I'm sorry. Because this is me. Sometimes I wear makeup. Sometimes I don't. I haven't worn makeup in a little while because I keep sneezing. You know, just with the weather changing and stuff, I keep sneezing and having a runny nose and all that. So who really needs to put makeup on with all that? But I tell you what, I am ready for a pampering day. I need to go get me a facial, go get my hair done, because I am a girly girl. Even though you see this and I don't look like I'm a girly girl, I'm a girly girl. I like the jewelry. I like the dressing up. But where I work, this is all. I shouldn't dress up where I work. And I got a little visit from my brother today at work. He works right next door to me. So that was a nice little visit. I mean, our two businesses work together. We're both under the same, well, he's a different division, but we work for the same big thing. And if y'all haven't noticed, I just don't like to say where I work because this isn't about my job. I mean, even though y'all do know that I'm in transportation and I have to make sure the roads are, well, I don't do it. Particularly, we have crews that do that, but making sure the roads are safe for people. Because I have seen crazy things happen before. Not that anyone would, you know, want to harm me. I'm not worried about that. I don't worry about that at all. I'm not worried about that. It's just the people I work with. I don't even know if they know I have a YouTube channel. Well, yeah, some of them know. Because one of the crewmen, he asks me all the time, you know, about what am I making now? His daughter has one too. But hers is just walking her dog. She just goes and walks her dog. And her dog does funny things. So, I can't even remember the name of her channel. He always shows it to me because she doesn't post a lot. But he always shows me what she posts. And then when he's like, what you been doing? And I bring him up my content list. He's like, oh, whoa, that's a lot. I just show him quilts every now and then. I'm like, this is one I finished this week, or this is one I did this week. You know, and it's nice to have people that you work with interested sometimes in what you do. Because it's highly unlikely. My husband don't care what I do. Oops. He does. But he's more of a businessman. He's like, what's the profit? And I'm like, you don't have to have a profit. The profit is my sanity. As long as I've got sanity. This keeps me from going stir crazy. And I know I might have mentioned this on the channel before, but before I started my channel, my life had a big dark hole in it because I was an empty nester. I only had the people I work with and my sister. You know, my family. I have my family, but sometimes, you know, that's not the same. And my husband works off. And all my children, you know, were grown up doing their own thing. And so I had a big black hole in my life. And that's when I started. So, well, when I found out I was having a grandbaby. And that kind of made the big dark hole even worse. Because that grandbaby was going to be states away. I didn't know that my son was not going to re-enlist, you know, after his first term. And he didn't. After his first tour, he didn't re-enlist. So that just made it worse that, you know, I was going to have my baby was states away, 10 hours away, and then my grandbaby then going to be 10 hours away. So life was pretty dull. And when I found out I was going to have a grandbaby, I started making her quilt. And then I was like, you know, I had so much fun making it. I was like, let me make another one. But then I thought, if I make another one, because my idea for my channel was not sewing and quilting. It was actually to bring a little bit of home ec into the world, because, you know, most schools don't have that anymore. Okay. There's my next row. It's going to go that direction. But yeah, this was supposed to be like a home ec channel. It wasn't supposed to be sewing. But that's what it turned out being, and I am completely okay with that. Because I loved home ec in high school. My favorite class, I went to literary rally in it. Placed second in state in home ec at the literary rally on how to do a table setting, of all things. And, you know, there's like 4 different instances for table settings. And I'm like, you know, I bet, because my kids, they ain't got a clue. They don't have a single clue as to, like, if you're going to entertain, you know, like have a formal dinner where you entertain. They don't have a clue about water glasses. They don't have a clue about chargers. They don't have a clue about how to set the forks and spoons and things. Because they didn't pay attention, I'm sure, growing up. But I would always set the table, you know, for a, not a dinner party, but just for a regular dinner, you know, like with your family. A casual dinner. Because a casual dinner, I bet a lot of people do not know this, but a casual dinner do not use chargers. Only formal dinners use chargers. Now, I use chargers for every meal. Because I don't like hot plates set on my dining table. And for me, it's just a convenience of not putting a placemat out. Because I don't like to put placemats out. Because I always have to wash them afterwards. Unless you buy those cheap plastic ones from Walmart. And I just don't like those, because I want something that's kind of classic and timeless, you know, that I can use. And not like I don't have it, because I do. I have all of that. But that may be something I am, like I said, I'm going through my whole house, and my project boxes was just a few of those things. You know, that's just the start of it. It's just the tip of the iceberg. But I plan on going through my whole house, and I'm probably going to have to do some thinning out with tablecloths and all that kind of stuff. But it looks like I just about have, I think I only have one row left. Well, it is only one block, so I am done assembling part of my rows. Until I get my setting blocks done, this is all I can do. This right here. So guys, I know you could kind of see here behind me what I've got going on. So I hope to see you tonight with Tammy, and I should have these pulled down a little further so you could see them. And I may even go on and cut my blocks, my setting blocks. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope to see you tonight with Tammy and I on the live. And happy sewing. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. Click on that notification bell and choose all. That does help my channel grow, and that way you don't miss a single thing that I have coming out. And leave a comment. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Are you doing the land that I love with us? And if you are, how are you liking it? I'm really enjoying it myself. But I do respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Happy sewing, guys. Y'all be safe. Bye.